For the mini batard, we can just lightly round it. Normally a larger one I would do in my hands, but a small one, we're just going to relax it for about 15 minutes after the pre-shape, so it can be moderately tight but not too tight. The mini baguette, I'm just going to bring everything forward lightly and evenly. Okay, lightly degas. This is the mini baguette. We scaled and we rounded into a log. We let it relax. I'm going to do the same thing as with the traditional baguette. Rotate it at 180 degrees. I'm going to bring this edge to this edge. What I'm looking for here is a straight seam, a straight line, and a straight line. Seal it. Starting in the center, moving out, keeping the pressure even. I like to finish with the seam up so I can place it seam side down. Alternatively, you can proof them seam side up on a floured linen, giving you a slightly rustic look. Okay, for the mini batard, I like to just pinch that in, bring it to the middle. Concentrate if this is 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Continue, continue, continue. Tighten, tighten, and shape. So here we are with 4 nice batards in the... So now we can cover this and put it in our proofing cabinet with the other goods. What we have is, we took 9 units at 90 grams each. We rounded them up fairly tightly. We took one of the units and pressed it out with a pin into about 8 inches or maybe a little over a millimeter or 2 thick. We'll take the spray, and you want to do this on the work surface and not on the couche, and spray around the edge. Okay, move the disc to a floured couche. We're going to take the rounded units, place them rounded side up, about 2/3 of the way covering the roll. It's a good idea probably to turn them all in the same direction so it looks symmetrical. We'll take a cut. We want to go here to here. But we start inside the roll and we finish on the outside of the roll. Now we'll make an X, start in the center. X, we'll take each quadrant and divide it in half again so that we have one triangle for each of the balls. So now we take the triangles, bring them to the ball, and place it firmly in there. You can actually press it in. It will give the bread structure. And now it's ready for the final proof. Just cover it with the linen and place it on a cabinet 75 to 78 degrees. Okay, we have our pain vaudois. It's a region in France. Lightly dust. It doesn't have to be a pretty dusting, but just flour coated. Go into the center of the loaf with a dowel and make a strong impression. Rotate the loaf 90 degrees. Divide it in the center again, make a strong impression. I like to go back through and just reinforce that first one. This was 680, this is 10% of that. Round it tightly. Place it in the center. That's it. If we place it on a parchment lined board later, we can cut this, put it on a peel or a loader and slide it into the oven with ease. It's much easier than transferring it from a couche.
No, I'm not ready.
For the fondue, first we'll shape a batard. Turn it seam side up. Lightly degas. Hands underneath as if reading a book. Fold or close the book. Bring that point to the center. Rotate 180 degrees. Hands underneath. Close the book. Bring that to the center. Close. Tight seam. Now you can see where we have kind of an envelope there. I'll bring this edge to this edge and seal. Tighten, tighten, and shape. Now that the batard is shaped, we'll place it under a cover to prevent any further drying. For the tabatiere, which also weighs 680 grams, I'm just going to put a light coat of flour. I'll begin with a large rolling pin, and I'll roll away from me and then start rolling towards myself. It's good to keep the very edges thin. Switch to a smaller pin. Loosen. It's sticking a little bit. Just keep this bottom in flour. So now we check and make sure that the size is appropriate. So this should be all the way around and even. So now that we can open this back up, we'll take a light coat of spray and go right around the very edge. After spraying, fold the piece over, press it into place, flip it upside down for proofing, again on parchment. Press this down a little bit to make sure everything is firmly seated on that little lip. Okay, the fondue or the batard has had plenty of time to relax for the fondue. Give it a light coat of flour. Take your dowel in the center, press firmly, and then make a strong indentation. Okay, so now that the fondue has been firmly set with the dowel, we'll place it on the linen, proof it right here. We'll let these proof together. An alternative method would be to proof it upside down on a floured couche.